Hello everybody, it's Mickey here, Mr. Indy again. Nice day out today after all the rain in California. You know, still got my cap on just in case it rains. But you know, quintessentially British, that hunting cap. Anyway, I'm down here at Mercedes of Santa Rosa, and I've come down with my G Wagon here, as you can see. Nice G Wagon, AMG G63, and it's got a lovely spec on my car. It's a 2024 model with the monoblock alloys, China blue, which is extra paint. The whole interior is cream or white. You know, those of you who haven't seen it before, you know, pretty cool interior in here. Anyway, all the headlining, etc., with a chocolate macchiato brown dashboard top, but the rest of it's all cream. You know, even cream carpets down here. I've got those, but you know, more importantly, you know, I'm here to see something special. What's arrived at Mercedes-Benz Santa Rosa is the new G580e. Let's go and have a look. So what do you think? It's quite actually interesting. I thought it would be a lot different to the AMG G63s or even the standard G Wagon. So this is the all-electric G580e. No engine, 100% electric. Don't know what the specs are yet, but I'm here to actually see and drive it a little bit. But I want to talk about some of the features which are really interesting that I've noticed as I came here to have a look at it. So first of all, just a little bit of a comparison. You can see from, you know, this picture, you've got my G Wagon and you've got the G580, and the, you know, quickly you'll see you've got monoblock wheels, you've got the AMG badging. Mine's a bit of a out there spec, you know, not like most G Wagons. So it's a G63 mine, but if you look at this, you know, you've got the bull bars, the big wheels, and you know, if I come back a little bit, there they are, both side by side. So this is not an AMG, but I'm sure it goes pretty fast. So the first thing I noticed is these new design wheels. Let me see if I get the back one better. New design wheels here. These are like 20-inch wheels. Now this is the edition 1. So you pay like an extra amount in the USA, you know, like almost $19,000 for the edition 1 package. But it's the first edition. But I noticed straight away there's an air vent here, which is not on my G Wagon, to let air through. I'm not sure what. And the other thing I've seen, which is on the options list, it's got the all black steps here. Now the other nice interesting thing is this side stripe, which I think it depicts the electric, is got these multiple stripes including the blue, which I think is really nice. I think it's a nice touch, which that is available on mine. But the front, the big one, there's no bull bars. On the G580s, I think do have some sort of bull bar, but this is the E. Mine is the G63, huge bull bar. On the 580s, they have the bull bars, I think, above. So that's one noticeable difference. The grille pattern, on mine it's like a diamond down here, and here it's more square, as you can see. And as we go around, this one's in obsidian black. I think it's one of the launch colours. You can't get these in many colours. Clearly, just to depict it's electric, it's EQ. And what's more interesting is if you go inside, or before we go inside, it's got keyless entry on this. It's the first G Wagon with keyless entry. And you see this indentation here. You touch this to lock the doors if you have the key in your pocket. It's also got the G logo on the handles. You pay extra for that. As we go in, what I think really interesting, this is like the standard launch edition interior. If I believe right, some of this is like vegan materials. It's not full leather. I need to double check on that. But I do like this grey and dark grey contrast and the blue stitching. Now what's even more interesting is in the carbon, it's got a blue hint to the carbon to match the stitching. That's really unique. I don't think you get that. On the dashboard, the carbon follows through, but you got the edition 1 badge here. I'm hoping you can see this with the sunlight. Let's see if we can get it. There you go. Edition 1 badge to show it's edition 1. But again, the leather, the vegan seats, or the faux leather, I think they're called vegan seats, follow through. And I love this blue stitching that follows through here. You know, really, really cool. It's really sophisticated. It's got the new dashboard and the new electronics. So it's got the touchscreen, whereas mine is a 2024 model. It doesn't have a touchscreen. So that's something that I'm looking forward to when my new G Wagon comes in the next month or so. So I've ordered a new G63. Let's go in the back and have a look at the back a little bit. You know, the switch gear is pretty standard, not too much of a departure from the original G. To actually support the new telematics or human interface, the front controls have changed a little bit, but the blue stitching again follows through again. I really love this. And again, the vegan seats, I'm pretty sure they're vegan, not leather. I'll double check. If it's not, I'll put a note up. But I do like this stitching. And the lighting down here is very different as well. The mats have got the blue stitching as well, and this one has got the AMG mats. I'm not sure why they've got AMG mats, but they have got AMG mats. But what's interesting at the back, you now don't have a spare tyre. You have this container, and I think you can put your electrical wires in there to plug the car into the charger. Now what's interesting, the way to open this, you unlock the car and there's an electronic button. Just press this and it opens electronically, and there you go, storage for the charging cable, etc. And I'm assuming it actually locks on the car lock. Pretty cool. What it does do, what I've noticed, is when you open the door, it's so much lighter, only because it's got no spare wheel on the back. Here's the charging cables. I'll just show you the charging cable here. That's all the charging cable. Runs off a 110 volt in America, so you can plug it into the 110. So that comes with it, and arguably you'd store it in the outside container there. But all this is pretty much, you know, it looks like the same capacity even though it's got a battery in it. So I'm a bit curious how they've sort of made this space work. So I'm really interested in that. Again, still takes a bit of a slam to get these doors closed. But what else can I show you? Like, let's go to the front on the steering wheel side. What I like here is they've put the blue stitching on the steering wheel. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see the stitching wheel. And here in the middle of the steering wheel. And this is leather covered. Now, on my car, this is plastic. But this is not, well, leather, I say vegan material covered. But I do like this new generation steering wheel where you got the seat materials on the actual leather cover, on the actual steering wheel itself in the centerpiece, which is normally plastic there. So often I see aftermarket steering wheel companies putting that leather on, but this is beautiful. It's like all the way through. So I like this. This is really, really nice. It's got a one-piece screen, just like the old G, except it's a new generation screen, which is touchscreen. And then in the center, it's very, very different. So if we go over to my car, I just wanted to compare that a little bit. So that's the big difference, apart from it being electric. On the 2024 model, which is the last of, this is the last of the previous Gen 1 cars, you got a screen all the way across, but if you can see, you've got a clock here, and there's no clock on the other one. And, you know, other than that, oh, and the other thing that you'll see is they've changed this to the touchpad rather than this piece, and no swivelly knob there. But generally, it looks similar in terms of design. You know, you'll notice that I don't have that indentation here because there's no keyless entry on the generation leading up to 2024. And on mine, I've got chrome steps and these chrome wheels. So the next thing is to take it for a drive, and I'm just waiting for Rick, and we'll see, you know, what it drives like. You know, is it really an alternative to a G63? Let's go and take it for a drive. Rick has given me the keys. We're not going to go for a drive without him, but you know, let's go and have a look. I have obviously already opened it and got in there, but let's see, you know, what some of the systems look like just starting up. So let's jump in and see. Oh my word, G Wagons. Okay, right. Usual, slam the door. Oh, one thing I did notice, it's got slightly different mechanism. It's got, I think they roll back, which is do. 2 USB ports over here. Heated and cooling for the cup, which is really cool. This is that new pad system. Oh, start stop. Oh, let me turn the volume down. So as you can see, this is the dashboard. It's making some weird noise. Touchscreen, home. Oh wow! So definitely, this is where the big difference is. You know, to be honest with you, the rest of the G Wagon is the same. Excuse me. So the big difference that I see in the 2025 model, which hopefully this stuff will be on my 2025 model because I'm actually getting the gasoline version. As you can see, the badge is different here. It's edition 1. Everything else is pretty much the same. Oh, it hasn't got the sport buttons, obviously. You have it on mine. The reason it doesn't have it is because it's not a freaking AMG, you know. But everything else up here is all the same. So let's focus on the interface. So the first thing you noticed is that it was touchscreen, and it shows that 78% it's got 199 miles. I think it's got 199 miles. So if you click on range, obviously a whole different set of, you know, things that you do not see in a, put my hand here, on a normal G Wagon. It says range plus 14, no idea what that means. Consumption, let's see what that does. Oh, that's your consumption as you're of electricity running real time. Charging, like you said, it's at 78%, and it shows it's got 199 miles in the tank. What's different on this? Let's try and, oh, it's got maps in the middle, which is no different to my G Wagon. I think this is a design that I don't have on mine. It must be something to do with, let's see if we can go to home. There you go. So you can go to classic, sport, understated. Now classic, I don't think my classic is that because I've got AMG. I don't have that, but you can have other things in there in the middle. So off-road, you got off-road stuff. Again, I don't think there's anything different on my G. You know, from start, 1600 miles. Is that really what it's done? I'm a bit surprised. Oh, watts per hour. Sorry, watts per hour, 1609 watts per hour. Let's see if we've got anything else. It's only done 24 miles, this car. It's brand new. So if you're interested, you know, obsidian black with this vegan interior, which is pretty nice actually. I do like the interior. So here we go. Say hi, Rick.
Hi, this is Rick.
Yeah, so Rick's the guy. If anybody wants a Mercedes-Benz and doesn't want to get ripped off by every other dealer across the Bay Area, come and see Rick.
Yeah, no add-ons or gimmicks.
Yeah. One thing about Santa Rosa Mercedes, and here's a plug for Santa Rosa Mercedes. I've always bought my Mercedes from here since I landed in the US, 2014, and I've always had a Mercedes in my fleet of cars, and I think I've got about 4 or 5 at the moment. I can't remember exactly, but Santa Rosa Mercedes is a family-owned business. They're not under pressure from big conglomerates. Yeah, conglomerates.
But I can't help you with that.
Got Mercedes me here asking if they want to help me. But you know, really, really nice place to come and buy a Mercedes-Benz car. So Rick, I'm going to put your number up, and you know, if anybody wants to buy this G580e, you know, tap Rick up. It's available right now. Come and get one. They're very rare right now, and this is an edition one, like I showed you in the review. So I've started it up. It's got this humming noise. I'm not sure everybody can hear the humming noise. But Rick, is there anything you can tell me that's really interesting about this car that we don't see on a normal G63 or a normal 580 gasoline?
So, of course, it's full electric. That's the biggest one. It does have some features that none of the other G Wagons have ever had. For example, each wheel has an electric motor that's 2 speeds, so it's very capable off-road. even compared to the traditional G-Wagon. And it can do a very fun and kind of wild, what they call the G-turn, or the internet's name, the tank turn. It can spin in place in a circle, which is pretty wild to watch happen. It's supposed to be only on loose dirt, so we're not going to do that today on the pavement, but it looks quite fun from all the videos I've seen of different reviewers using it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to maneuver this car out because some idiot in a blue G-Wagon has parked it close, meaning me.
Right next to it.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty cool. It's super smooth just taking off. I mean, on a normal G-Wagon, you've really got the whole, you know, the vibration of the V8 engine. So I'm going to put this a bit up so we can, there you go, okay. Just setting my camera, guys, give me a second.
On paper, it's very fast too, significantly faster than the 550 model, and right below the new version of the G63 in terms of like 0 to 60 time and things like that.
All right, so here we go. So I showed you all the dashboard, the new informatic interface, which is really, really cool. It's touchscreen, like I told you before, but this is like so smooth. I mean, when I get in my G-Wagon, you know, it's like having a massage before you switch on the massage seats, you know, because the V8 rumble. But this is pretty cool. I mean, I think the noise is generated by the car rather than it just being silent. Would I be right?
Yeah, it's called the G-Roar is what they've nicknamed it, and you can turn it off and on. It does have external sound for safety, always on, but the internal version that we hear, especially during acceleration, is going to be present by option. You can turn it on and off.
So I just felt the regenerative braking going on there. So when you take your foot off the accelerator, the car automatically starts to slow down. And in fact, I came to a standstill then without even putting my foot on the brake. That's pretty amazing.
And we have it in the D- mode, so it's going to be a fairly heavy regeneration. I believe there's one mode that's a little stronger. You can also disable regeneration on our electric cars, which most other electric cars do not offer as a feature.
That's awesome. So I'm driving this thing and I actually don't feel offended by it, because I thought I might have missed the roar of the V8, but I think part of the experience is actually the road experience itself. Oh, we'll go straight. Yep, yeah. That's not knowing my way around. But, you know, the drive doesn't feel like I'm driving a electric car as such. I still feel the ride quality of a G-Wagon, which is that kinesthetic feeling of being rough and ready, you know, if you can call it that. Of course, the drivetrain is electric, and you miss the sound of the V8 roar, but I think it's really nice, you know.
You got a nice straightaway here to hear the sound.
Now you can't hear it, but it still sounds like an engine.
Yeah.
You know.
They did a good job of making it exciting with the sound, but not being over the top comical.
No, absolutely. And this regenerative braking, I don't think I'm going to be putting new pads on this car forever. You know, I don't even know how I'll ever put new brake pads on this car the way this regenerative braking is slowing the vehicle down.
No, you shouldn't have to. I mean, we're seeing on our other EQ vehicles quite long pad life compared to their gas counterparts with regenerative braking.
You know, if I could get more color options and customization options, I think I would probably think about one of these electric vehicles. Now, you know, I'm still not convinced about electric vehicles as a whole. I'm just going to go around the block. Yeah, I'm not sure about electric vehicles as a whole. I'm still not bought into buying an electric vehicle, but having driven this one, and I've driven some of the other Mercedes vehicles, you know, this one feels a little bit more connected, if that's it, to the driver. And I think if I was going to switch to buying an electric car, and I think this has just risen to the top of my list, Rick, I think what I really need to do is wait until Mercedes gives some real good customization options on this, like bigger wheels and...
They just opened it up, so we can now order these just like normal G-Wagons.
Really?
Yeah, so the first edition's done. Like, this is the last of the first edition cars, which were pretty much preset. You basically picked your color and that was it. There was 5 choices, and now they're essentially opened it up with 40, 50 paints and 40 to 50 interior options, and I don't know, 10 wheels or so. I'd have to look at these. exact count.
So you can actually now customize them. And is it part of the one-off-one color program that we've done?
I have to look at that and ask. I don't know for sure on this model, but it should be. I believe it will be if it's not already.
Yeah. Because, you know, if you didn't know, guys, my G63, my next one, the 2025 model, as you know, my blue one is a 2024 model, is probably arriving in March, I think. Would that be right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I think it's
March to April.
Yeah, it's being built in February, but it's got a one-off-one color on it, and it's an off-road package that looks like that 4x4 square I just showed you earlier on, minus the light bar at the top. And I've actually ordered some brand new Vossen wheels for it, 23-inch Vossen wheels, bit off-road style. It comes with some really nice wheels, 20 inches, but I've gone for 23s, really chunky ones, to sort of match the image of that car a little bit better. So I'm quite excited, and they're already in orders. Orders already been placed for those wheels. They're in manufacturing. It takes about 8 weeks. So I'm hoping the wheels and the car arrive at the same time. Yeah. So you know, it's really good that all the options are available now.
Straight here real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
See how it tries.
All right. So we've gone into sport mode. We're just waiting for the car in front to give us some space. Here we go. Holy moly!
You're only at 50%. You can do more.
I know.
Got a lot more left in that.
I felt the torque, and I'm worried about catching up the car in front, and you know, and I felt that actual torque was higher than the G63 V8.
It makes it earlier for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly felt it throw me back in the seat. I think the G63 V8 has to, you know, get itself going,
It does,
and you do feel it going, and then once it's going, it like roars its head off.
You get the peak torque on that motor around the 2,000, 2,500, I think, is where it really starts to pick up. And this is instantly right from the get-go, which is kind of the electric advantage, I'd say.
Yeah, so that was pretty slick. You know,
Try your footing it all the way if you want.
yeah, here we go. Flooring it, got room. Whoa! That is like crazy! Oh my god! Not only crazy, that was scary.
Surprising.
That front end lifted up, and I felt the front steering go really light.
Yeah,
I have never felt that in a V8 model. I think it has a very unique experience. That was quite fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's, if you're looking for why you should buy a G63 electric, I think the driving experience is totally different to the V8 models. It's totally fun. It's on a different level. It's definitely, I still got to battle with the idea, do I want an electric car? But oh my god, this one is probably one of the ones to have. I'm thinking that this is the right one.
We haven't got to play with dirt or anything, which
I know.
is where this really shines, apparently.
Yeah, so no, this is a really, really cool car. So thanks for listening, guys, and thanks, Rick, for letting me come and drive this thing.
Absolutely. This is fun.
It's made me, I think if I hadn't driven it, and if you'd say, hey, Mickey, do you want an electric G? I would have still said no. I think now it's on my list, and how would I possibly buy one? I might get it for Ash and still keep the V8 one. You know, I think just to sort of save myself from not having a V8 model.
Hey, you get the best parking at the shopping centers.
Yeah, there you go.
These are the plugs.
Anyway, thanks guys, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review, and if you want this particular car, it's actually the 7th of February. It's still here today. Just depends on when you're watching. So 7th of February 2025, depends on when you're watching this video. It's available. Speak to Rick, call him up, tap him up, and say you watched your video on Mr. India, and he'll just put the price up by only 5%. I'm only joking. So really, really great place to buy a car from.
Yeah, no markup or add-ons or extra hidden stuff. We don't do any of that.
So is Mickey someone who would buy the G580e all-electric G Wagon? Not sure. Is it as good as that? Well, I'm gonna sit on the fence with this one. I think it's a fantastic car. I'm still on the fence about electric cars in general. You know, it's nothing to do with the G Wagon. I think I still can't get myself to buy an electric vehicle. Even though I have an electric charger at home on my wall and I've never used it, I'm still sort of umming and ahhing about electric vehicles. If I was going to buy an electric vehicle, that'll be probably my number 1 or number 2 choice. So This is Mickey. I hope you enjoyed the review. Catch you soon. Bye.